to watch through the course of the day is going to be what happens with IT names. Infosys, TCS, Wipro all report numbers. We got you expectations over the last couple of days, but very near term, I mean, which one is the one to bet on? Sandip Agarwal, a research analyst, institutional equities at Edelwiss Securities, is joining us now. Sandip has been very bullish on the entire IT space for a while now. He's doubled down actually on his call, even after the run-up recently. Sandip, good to have you here. As I said, I mean, kind of near term, because with these three companies reporting today, which one do you think reports the strongest? Which one is going to be in the best place when we come back tomorrow? And is there room for any disappointment between the three of them?
So, thanks for having me on the show. It is a very subjective question, disappointment, because, when we start the quarter, that time there are some different number of estimates. There is a range of estimate. And then as the results come in IT sector, we have particularly observed that, the estimates keep going up. Now, unfortunately, fortunately, the companies will have to deliver actual numbers. So if we increase our estimates in Excel, there is always a probability that, company may not be able to deliver that. But having said so, I would see the broader way to look at the sector is that we are in a very long upcycle, and this is just a beginning of it. You will keep on seeing positive results, very good, strong growth, and very strong profitable growth, I would say, for next 2 to 3 years. That is the way it should be looked at. And one more thing which I would highlight, that every quarter, you will see that these stocks will beat their previous highs and they will settle at a higher level because the numbers will get upgraded. The earnings will keep on getting upgraded for several quarters to come. So that is the way I look at it. I don't think there'll be any disappointment, but yes, if the estimates are unreasonable, then obviously versus them there could be some disappointment. But versus, for example, our published estimates for TCS, Infosys, and HCL for this quarter, I don't think there could be any disappointment. There will be surprise. That is what my sense is. For example, we are estimating 3% quarter-on-quarter growth for Infosys, 3.5% for TCS, and 4% for Wipro. I think our numbers will be broadly in that line. There could be some positive surprise for Infosys and TCS also. And in case of Wipro, maybe 4% is a decent growth, so they may be in that line. And also margins will improve for most of the companies. So I will say that versus the published estimate, there will be a positive surprise. Now, versus what is the hard on a street kind of number, there is very difficult to beat those numbers because they keep on changing every moment. So that is the way I will put.
Oh yes, Sandip, good morning. Yes, there's an estimate and there's an hard on street estimate, right? It's tough to beat that these days. But good morning. So, what's clear is that Infosys has once again become a bit of a barometer of the sector. It's taken away clearly, mind space, some kind of leadership a bit away from TCS. Your thoughts on whether that will continue to be the case this year as well?
No, see, I will put it like this, right? Infosys has advantage and tailwind of some of the large deals which they've won in past few quarters, and they are ramping up. So they are getting a big advantage on that front. In case of TCS, I think, they are focusing more strategically on longer term growth. Their immediate focus is to improve substantially the longer term growth perspective. And that's the reason, the growth may not look great in near term, but it will eventually strategically what they are doing is very right. In my view, they are doing the right thing. And similarly, Wipro is now getting back into the growth trajectory. They are fixing the problems which were there in the sales momentum and all. So I think the whole sector is benefiting from the tailwind. And secondly, all the companies are very good companies and they have very good management. So, 1 or 2 quarter miss here and there is always possible. But broadly, I think these are all good companies. I would not say a TCS over a Infosys or a Infosys over a TCS. I think the whole sector will do well. And these are great companies. It is very unfair for an analyst like me to, put one above another. But I can say that they are doing the right things strategically. And you will see overall when you end the year, you will see most of the companies' numbers will be similar. I mean, there will be 1-2% here and there. That is because of the base effect also. TCS is double the size. So that is the way I will put.
Okay, so no favorites here. It's a blanket buy on the entire sector for you, but that's been the case for a while. Sandip, I was going through your report where you say that one of the biggest beneficiaries of the accelerated cloud adoption and digital adoption has been Wipro. But the stock has also run up quite a bit, right? I mean, in the last 1 year, it's gone from 400 now almost at 700. You think this trigger of increased cloud adoption has been baked into the price, or do you see a lot more? And from the earnings itself, what would you want to hear from the management commentary?
No, see, Wipro is a case where, there is a momentum, there is a management change, and there is a delivery. All three combined together, and there is a re-rating also. So because of that, the stock has shown that kind of return. But if you see, honestly, even Infosys has almost doubled and Tech Mahindra is more than doubled. So I would say everyone has done well, number one. But as you rightly said, there was a element of re-rating because new management has come and they have delivered on their promise till now. They are doing great, and investors are willing to, back them on that front. So that is the reason the stock has done. But I would say only this, that, the cloud journey, if you see the cloud adoption globally, while cloud sales have happened, but adoption has not happened. The adoption rate is very low because also of the pandemic. There is a travel which is required to start the project and all that. So I think, next 2-3 years will be blockbuster for any of these companies, whether it is HCL Tech, whether it is Wipro, whether it is TechM, whether it is Infosys, you name the company, and if management is decent, these stocks will at least double from here also in next 3 years, if not more. So I am very bullish on the whole sector. I think everyone will do well, and the cloud tailwind is huge. Means it is beyond imagination. That is the kind of tailwind we are getting as feedback from the channel checks.
Okay, and Sandeep, just very quickly, the mid-cap IT pack has really been phenomenal. I mean, stocks like Coforge. Any thoughts here?
So I think, mid caps, so this is the way I will put. If you see next 2-3 years, the large caps will grow at 15 to 18 and the mid caps will grow 18 to 22. And the reason is simple. Whoever has capacity will grow a little faster. And secondly, large caps, when they take contracts, they take 5, 7, 10 years view on the client. So they don't get into non-strategic clients and all those constraints are there. What is non-strategic for large cap are strategic for the mid cap. So they are benefiting and they will continue to benefit more in terms of percentage growth. And that's the reason their multiples will remain high. But these are all very well run, very good companies, whether it is L&T, Infotech, Coforge, Mindtree, Persistent, FirstSource, Gensar, Buildersoft. These are great companies and they will all do phenomenally well from here also. So I will not, at all see the price and say that, they are all up 4 times, 5 times or 10 times. It doesn't matter. The business momentum is there. The tailwinds will be huge. So stocks will keep on going up and they will keep on surprising every quarter. That's all I have to say. I am very bullish on the sector. I think people will keep on getting positively surprised every quarter.
Okay, so we'll let you go on that note, Sandeep. Thanks a lot for joining us. The pre-open has settled 112 points higher on the Nifty and 270 higher on the Bank Nifty. Let's take the 9-10 calls then. Sudarshan,